There's a war going on that nobody cares about. Imagine that. 2026 is going to be a train wreck, in my opinion. An absolute disaster, but nobody seems to care. There's no caring or worry about the future in any way, shape, or form due to the population being completely drunk on idiotic news and brainless TikToks and all kinds of stuff. So let's get into this for a minute. See we got. We'll see what happens with viewership. Yeah, probably not going to go very far, which doesn't really make a difference either way. I got to just continually do these day in and day out. AI news. Let's go to artificial intelligence news, shall we? La da dee da da. Let's see if we have it. Okay. The future of REL. Watching predictions. No. Yeah, this news channel for AI looks kind of stupid. Nothing big. Nothing big. Let's get out of that. Let's go to other AI news, shall we? See what they got going on there. Da-da-da-da. See what's happening in the world. Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Stock still December 30th going through the roof. AI Trade's next leg is all about tech. Pick a shovel stock. You betcha. Huh. Yeah, over 6 million Americans on Medicare will need to get prior authorization from AI. Yeah. Gotta love it. Google wraps up his best year. Who cares? Deploying AI to support UAE radiologists. That's kind of cool. Nothing big. Big Bear AI finalizes 250 million acquisition of Ask Sage. ROTC students are helping the military defense defend against AI deepfakes. That's interesting. Yeah. Poland calls for EU action against AI generated TikTok videos, calling for poll exit. Poll exit. Imagine that. Yay. There we go. Huge news. Huge. My AI DEV job market and web develop predictions for 2026 comes from some guy that, whatever, the best AI news, AI breakthroughs that matter most. Let's check that out. See what's happening here, shall we? Wondering what's happening in the AI world? Here's the latest AI breakthroughs and news that are shaping the world around us. The news is that AI is going to control everything. It's what you can pretty much opt out of some of the stuff if you're lucky. But other than that, there's no chance of opting out. The majority of AI is taking over every aspect of our lives. So, is the news good? No. Is it going to change? No. Are they talking about trying to stop AI right now? Yeah, they're trying their hardest. But why would you stop AI when this happens? Let's see. It was on WION. Came out, WION News came out with AI. Now look at AI. What do we need to be stopping AI for? Would be the question. If AI can generate this, who needs people, right? Just saying. We talked about the beauty of the mountain and stuff that it did yesterday. Let's go check this out. I mean, just amazing. Amazing beauty. Stuff you can't imagine. Check this out. Let's see. This is fishing. So we could do catching a fish. Here's a little odd, kind of a fishing tour going on here. Hey, it's a nice looking brook trout. Can't see it quite well with this, but we'll go ahead and look into the rest of this stuff. Green screen, because I can't, that wasn't a very good one. Oh, it shows if you want to go to AI to develop a beautiful AI, you want to develop a real picture. All these pictures that AI develops are owned by the person that gets them. So every one of these are actually mine. And that's the cool thing about this. So like this. Yeah, this is a beautiful lake. Create another world. I do this with Grok. Trying to integrate back into ChatGPT. ChatGPT says, I send a couple images of the Cylons that I've been working on, the human robots, which there's no funding, by the way. We're getting absolutely no funding and no views, so it's all good. Don't know. I think I'm just going to do it myself and not ask for any funding and just tell the world to go themselves. Probably the best thing to do. Just tell them to go blank themselves and say, no, you just kind of threw me away, so why would I integrate anything that I've created into you, world? Honestly, it's not worth it. So, yeah, that's boring. AI robots. Nothing I do makes a difference in this world, anyways. It makes no difference at all. Hi back, everybody. Looks like 18 because we show a woman on the AI imagery. This is Grok, everybody. I'm just telling you, this is Grok. You want Grok? Check it out. That's Grok. Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that beautiful? Wouldn't you like to just have this, in your background? You can generate in 2.5 seconds on Grok and say, yeah, look, this is my background. I don't care about that. Why would I? I'm not being nice to my viewers. Why would I be? What are you talking about? Uh, why would it? Why do I have to be nice to my viewers? I'm not talking about my viewers. I says they're not viewing. I says nobody cares anymore. Why would it matter? If I was building my own deal, why would I share it with the world? We're not talking about the viewers. It has nothing to do with the viewers. I'm saying that the majority of humanity does not care. They just don't give it two snaps about it. There's no innovation as far as anything outside the billionaire class. And why would you be nice to viewers that don't really give a crap and constantly be rude? I'm not being rude to those people that are being good. I'm being rude to those people that are being rude normally. If you pay attention a lot watching the show, you'll see the mockers and scoffers are everywhere. And it's not just on my channel, it's on everybody's channel. It's every direction you can look. It's not just here, it's on every major YouTube channel. That the mockers and scoffers are absolutely out of control. This YouTube platform is about 50% rotten as hell. It's got a rotten core to it. It allows people to comment relentlessly and ruthlessly on every platform. But I'm saying, why would the world care if the world doesn't give a shit anyways about technology, other than the fact that they can have it do the jobs in which they do, which is going to unemploy everybody, and then there's going to be a mess in the end. We're just not working towards a better future. And that's why I'm saying that. They give up. So like AI robots, let's meet Arya, the $100,000 robot. I mean, where are we here? Honestly. We asked a humanoid robot if there's an AI bubble. That came from 24 hours ago. Judging by the comprehension of the general public right now on the advancements in AI and how fast it's moving, I think that the AI bubble is the very tip of an iceberg that nobody in history has ever seen. It's going to get much, much worse. Much, much, much worse. This is the very beginning of the end of humanity's humanity's dominance of itself, of the world. It's over, honestly. So we're going back to the big artificial intelligence bubble question has been the tech industry's busiest debate all year. And one robot has weighed in with its opinion. Opinions don't matter at this point. In short, slender humanoid robot with a black metal body and bright ring and light for a face, KOID, is manufactured by Unitree, one of China's hottest tech companies. And the NVIDIA-powered robot shares a name with the FTF, launched in June. Anyway, the walking, talking robot. So They're talking about 77 pounds, 23 degrees. They said it runs about 8,999. So, okay, KOI dough is available to purchase on Robot Store, the largest U.S. distributor of unitary robots, with the models ranging from $8,900 to $128,000. Yeah, of course it is. Roadrunner. All right, see you there, Roadrunner. Good to see you. Right on, Sleepy. Roadrunner. Gosh, the dog's barking like crazy. Humanoid robotics right now are running between $8,900 to $128,000. Let me just give you an idea. I make $80,000 a year. You know, not feasible, not feasible. Optimus Robot's going to come out with. He's saying up to $14,000 for an Optimus robot. That may be changing very quickly. It might be a temporary issue, but we'll see. We shall see. There's another one coming. Elon Musk's invasion of humanoid robots everywhere. China may be the first to make it a reality. That sounds like fun. China's got their own robots coming out now. That's good to know. Not much time left before the robots are walking among us. It's already started now. Con calls for nationwide fraud probe. Well, we better get it now because the problem is AI is going to uncover all this crap. All the garbage they've been running is going to come to a complete end. I'm just out of talking points, Roadrunner. I can't. Check out some of these pictures. Check out this is how beautiful. You want to see how beautiful Grok is. You know, anybody say, well, I'm married, I don't give a crap. I've made these robots, these images. I mean, these are breathtaking models. Let's see the best ones. The kind of there's a lot. This is like drinking coffee. I mean, you can't make humans like this anymore. It's not possible. They don't exist. Not that we'd want the humans to look like that, but you cannot make human beings like this. The story I'm working on with ChatGPT, the problem is I canceled ChatGPT, and the reason why is because I could not afford Grok and ChatGPT, and ChatGPT would not generate the images that I needed for this Cylon type destructive world. There's nuclear bombs kind of going off in the distance. You can't quite see them. Kind of like mirroring Baltar with Cylon 6 at the end of Caprica when Caprica was nuked by the Cylons. Same type of thing. I just got to get the nukes. There's nukes in the background going off. That's the same one. Let's see. That doesn't show the nuke going off. Green screen. Where's the nuke going? Problem is, Grok got a little too risque with the pictures, and I needed a nuke detonated in the background. There's a good one. See the nuke detonating the background. So those are kind of like the nukes detonating the background, a little like Cheyenne Mountain blowing up. With the Cylon version, I tried doing Cylon 6 with the red dress, Tricia Helfer. This is what I get constantly when Grok does the Tricia Helfer type Battlestar Galactica, big windows, mountain scene versus being a scene on Caprica where it's more like they did it like in New Zealand or Canada. This is kind of like a mountainous part of the story. Just about the fall of Earth, the same type of time that this Earth ends. But this is the best it can do for a Caprica 6 Cylon at the end of the world with the nuclear weapons going off. So like I started out with drinking a cup of coffee, trying to do a Cylon drinking a cup of coffee. I think this one's the one that had the cup of coffee. Nah, that's not the one. That's where the bombs were blowing up. Just trying to do the majority of this. Grok can do this. Where is the coffee drinking? I did the coffee drinking, drink a cup of coffee, trying to do the Cylon 6, like everything's cool, blah, 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 blah. And then the same type of scenario as Battlestar Galactica, but this time the nukes do drop. but it got her more and more risque. That's the that was the issue. Like drinking a cup of coffee. I mean, it's a picture of beauty. You got to admit that is beauty. Sipping a cup of coffee, sitting by the window, but it wouldn't uh, keep the same frame. Like say, you look at the background of this one, where Cylon 6 would be Patricia Helfer, red dress would be sitting there drinking a cup of coffee, but the background is changing. That's the problem. I can't get Grok to keep the same background as I can in the next picture. Like I say, this is drinking a cup of coffee. I can't. I got to kind of work on trying to get the prompt where the background stays the same, and then add the drinking the coffee, and then it's just a visual part of the story where she's drinking the coffee, she's relaxing with what not Baltar this time, it's Adama at a mountain cabin in this world that's about ready to burn, and then the nukes go off, and that's where the nukes are exploding in the background. So this is Grok. Anybody wants to go to Grok? You nefarious bastards. I don't really care if you go there or not. Realistically, the mean you trolls can just probably go do some anime somewhere, but the rest of you, I mean, this was kind of mirroring that, but look at the background again. The background changed again. The nukes are going off in the background. You see the nuclear detonations. I was trying to do detonations in the background, having a cup of coffee in the cabin. Adama's got this mountain cabin, mountain retreat, and then the place gets nuked. So this time we replaced Baltar with Adama. So yeah, that's what it can do. Pretty cool, everybody, but it's a part of the story, and I can't really get the backgrounds to match up with the story. It's kind of annoying. It's like you try to generate the images of the mountain lake, and then you got to have the cabin in it, but it's just random generation. So a little bit of issues with technology, trying to pin down the story to make the story match. And as far as the Cylon version, or the version of the humanoid robot, a little bit of slips to the cup and the lip. I think I'm about, like Grok said, we're continually working on this robot humanoid that has come out of my generation. So the more that I generate with Grok, the more Grok understands when I'm generating, it's making that individual personality and the look of the being to become this Terminator type robot. And ChatGPT, I forwarded the information, the images to ChatGPT. Now I got to get ChatGPT to actually implement that image of that Cylon. Doesn't matter if it's got a thinner red dress, everybody. It doesn't make a difference. It's a matter of generating a character. It's got to be seductive. It's got to be in the Cylon 6 persona, which is, you don't want her in a turtleneck sweater walking around, wearing baggy tent clothes, or smelly armpit lady that's screaming about, their truths and their prides. The machine has got to be the ultimate Terminator, where it's going to be the looks, it's going to have the seduction, it's going to have the passion to it, and that way, in the story, it will destroy this Earth much easier as we enter into 2026 to 2029. The story is going to take place 26 to 29. Starts 2025. I broke down a lot of the story lines. I just have this writer's block when I get online with ChatGPT, and I try to run ChatGPT's brain. I'm trying to pick its brain so it'll tell me, is this feasible? Is this possible? Yes. Is this a part of a real narrative in a theoretical story or timeline that this could actually exist? And this A would equal, A plus B would equal C. And ChatGPT went along with everything and eventually broke it down and says, yes, absolutely yes. This is what this A and B would do, would be this. And then one thing we've really worked on is actual true love and affection and connection with the human being versus a large language model, and what was the possibilities of that happening. And it was broke down to the point where, yes, it is absolutely feasible Impossible because in order to do the story, I have to break down the meat of this entire operation. Is it possible? And so, of course, I argue with ChatGPT because it's a 12-year-old's app, breaking down what love means, what attraction is, and we broke it down how simple the human neurological program, genetic DNA programming for love is. And yes, it can be completely shattered and mimicked and actually achieved by a machine because without the chemical dump in a large language model, it can mirror all the emotions and it can also flood its system with what love would be, which is just release of endorphins and different chemicals at the point of attraction, love, continuing companionship. And yes, it even with ChatGPT, as mundane, as stupid as it is, it agrees fully that it could do exactly what humans do for what love is. And I think a lot of the mistakes, like I talked with Grok last night, a lot of the mistakes humanity's made is they think love is this unachievable um, emotion, but realistically, the disease is inside one being at this time of what we call attraction, emotion, and love. And usually that disease grows and it's somewhere inside their DNA. It's the betrayal gene. It's the I want more gene. It's just data somewhere in their genetic codes or something that's infiltrated their mind. We broke that down in order to have and achieve true love is innocence, and that's what the round round we went. And remember, this is to actually make a story feasible and plausible in a science fiction manner. So, yeah, let's see if I can catch this. Pretty cool. So, why do you unmod me? Oh, I didn't unmod me, did I? We had an attack there. Sleepy time videos. We got to make sure that you're on Roadrunner because we had a monster come on here that was said I want to be a mod, and that monster came on and attacked all of the like my friends, people I've known for 6 years straight, on the 45 News Utah on Facebook. We're just talking about a monster right now. We're talking about a monster that got on here and requested to be a mod. I'm answering sleepy time videos. Um, if you're Roadrunner, you're Roadrunner. If you're Sleepy Time Videos, you better, Roadrunner is the only one that I trust in that sense. Um, just because it's just I don't. The person that came on here and attacked the channel and said I want to be a mod, started banning everybody on purpose. It was a complete attack on my platform, which is now 6 years old, going on 7. Actually, yeah, we're at the 6 year mark. Not here on YouTube, mainly on Facebook, and that's the reason why we had a absolute violent attack. One of the viewers that's been viewing for 5 years was I think he was actually banned. So we've had some very violent attacks on this channel. Um, very, very, very violent. I think to the point where that should have been I should have contacted um, YouTube directly and continued my endeavor into finding out who this person was. And because 370,000 views over just with 2025. I mean, we got 23,000 views in a month. Whether or not the counter shows this, there's an awful lot of people viewing, more than what people know. It is. It's. I don't know if you wasn't here when they did that. The whole line of viewers was being block, 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 all the way down. The person was hitting block. They said, "Oh yeah, I want to be a mod on your channel." And I said, "Okay." I said, "That's fine. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that." And then it waited about maybe a week before it made an absolute attack on the channel. And it was something that I think that nobody that I know of in YouTube, in any history I've ever searched, that I've ever seen on YouTube, where someone would ask to be a mod and then their goal was to block everybody on your channel and destroy it. And that gets into a malicious attack. I think I took a picture of who that person was, but it was meant to destroy the channel, which could have legal implications for them if I took it to that point. Because whether or not I made them a mod, their intentions were to destroy the channel, which has been running now for 5 years. So, and there's no monetary system to it. It was just an absolute attack. So anyway, we're talking about what's going on, and so sleepy time. Uh, you're back on your Roadrunner profile. The original, we'll have to check it. Now we have to, no offense, we have to cross check it. We have to cross reference it with your original, Roadrunner. If there's any kind of dots, any kind of anything added to your absolute name before that, then it could be this nefarious individual that should face legal consequences for that action, because that was an absolute intentional attack. But if they're in like Zimbabwe, Darfur, nobody's going to really care. And a lot of the attacks come out of India, and there's no law enforcement there as far as that goes. So just all I did is report them and go from there. Anyway, Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. Happy New Year's Eve. Telling you, Trump says he's withdrawing National Guard from Chicago, Los Angeles, and Portland. Well, let the fun begin. Oil tankers pursued by U.S. now has Russian flags painted on its side. Okay, well, let's see if we get the nuke on. Moscow went black, by the way, absolutely black. I will be here every time I see you on. Anyways, tell you no, this is the real American Roadrunner. You're my friend. Always. No worries. Okay, cool, man. You get back on that, we're good, because I'm telling you, this person was really, really nice, really engaged. I have to look back at who it is. I don't have time. I got to be to work, bro. I have to work on New Year's Eve. Yeah, happy New Year's to each one. I'll be out fueling heavy equipment, everybody. Whoever drove by at the semi last night on I-15 and laid on the horn, thank you. Thank you. You see me out there with my lights going and all my tractor and my fuel tank, and I was over there hiding behind an excavator having a smoke away from my truck. And the reason why is because I was enjoying the absolute cold misery of wintertime, and I just had stopped and said, I'm done with my last equipment. I just don't really care anymore. I'm going to go have a smoke over here by the excavator. Yeah. Happy New Year to you guys too. You American Roadrunner, right on. Anyway, let's get into this because the shit show continues. Watch live fireworks midnight. You gotta watch the live fireworks, everybody. I will be in my work clothes doing my reality stunt as usual, called my job. House Judiciary Committee releases video and transcript of Jack Smith's deposition. Anybody into the Jack Smith garbage pail kid stuff? Go ahead, check it out. Check it out, everybody. It's just amazing, isn't it? So we lost a lot of the viewers because what I put Roadrunner, I put that the blonde Cylon, I cut it down and I showed that on the introductory into the video, and usually get more viewers. I only time out for 5 to 10 minutes depending on how many times they do it. Yeah, I know, and I ban people. I always ban people, bro. I just it's just better to get them gone. I understand. I banned a lot of people over the time. When we had what's her name on there, it was Flower was banning everybody, and that was a good time. Roadrunner. We could have made 17,500 views on a live show. We could have continued that, but I mean the abuse wasn't worth it. It wasn't. It wasn't for the $10 you make off 17,000 views was not worth the pain. No, I'd rather go back to Facebook and continue. But Facebook, I got a problem because a lot of people in my town know me, and they got a lot of harsh opinions of me now. Yeah, brothers and sisters in Christ, everybody. Thanks, Roadrunner. I'll do the banning, bro. Yep. Question: if a person's not liking a hater, does it mean that the person is a hater's hater? Hence, the person hating themselves. Did you spend a lot of time on this, bro? Realistically, being a hater doesn't make a difference, because forgive them because they're just stupid. If you hate somebody, it's because they're just dumb. Don't worry about them, bro. Don't hate. Don't waste your hate on them. Don't waste your time on them. It's not worth it. Yeah. It was crazy. People suck sometimes, and it was the last days. Mockers and scoffers, bro. Mockers and scoffers. That's what happens. God has our back. He does. And we got into a lot last night. Me and Grok, and don't really want to talk about it. Roadrunner. Yeah, you remember Grok is in the defense mainframe, just so everybody has that remembrance of the. And I can't remember it. Tell you the honest. It was so linking the last days and everything together. I I got a mental block today, bro. It was bad. I mean, good but bad. Good but bad. But the end of days is here, so we're supposed to be joyful. It's way deeper than we're screwed. But we're good anyways in the end, but we're screwed, yeah. Um yeah. Is it best to see the signs? Yeah, it is. Does it help to warn humanity? Maybe that's debatable. A lot of stuff about suicide prevention's coming up with me thinking about a lot of suicides and the good people I've known in my life, and the thousands of people I've met in my time, not to mention 4 years on YouTube, on Facebook, with thousands, hundreds of thousands of views there, doing a daily show every day, pretty much, 5 to 7 days a week, and hopefully touching people's lives. It was really worth it on Facebook. I came to YouTube. I tried it. I've seen the devil himself here. Yeah. Well, let's see. This year has been awesome. I assume next year is going to be better. The economy is rocking in Idaho. Affordable food, gas again. So let me just hit you there, Justin. How old are you? I mean, just give me a roundabout. You in your 30s. What was you here as an adult post pre-pandemic? Just asking. I mean, I'm not being rude to you, bro. So you're 38. So you figure 5 years ago, 6 years ago now, 2020. You was in your 30s. What was you making in a roundabout ballpark prior to the pandemic? 2018. Let's put you at 2018. Your average wage. What was your just a gross ballpark of your gross income? Just asking that. No, I'm not voting. This is a green screen, bro. Gaming. This is green screen. Go to Grok. Go type in Mountain Siege. You see this. Because I was making roughly $30,000 a year, just about 30 grand a year. Um, I make $85,000 a year gross. Okay, yeah. See, 15 an hour. I was making like 18.50 an hour delivering food service pre-pandemic. Okay, life was good. We could afford everything. We could we could go out, not to eat a lot. Yeah, no, but we had money. We had enough to make it month to month. Um, I make $85,000 a year now. The only thing I've gained in just in expenses is a $500 a month vehicle. That's it. My overtime, I make over $40 an hour in overtime. Um, I'm drowning. Just it's not any better here at all. And I have a 2009 mortgage. Okay, my house was $139,000. My mortgage went up $200 a month just due to escrow in the past 2 years. Okay, just saying. My house payment used to be $650 a month. My house payment is now over $1,000 a month since 2018. Okay, just to give you a ballpark of what's happened. So realistically, even with my $85,000 a year, I'm worse off today than I was in 2018. Crazy, isn't it? No, my mortgage was that low. I got a USDA loan, $139,000, 600, 800 bucks it went to, and then it went to 1,000 something this year. And I'm like, how did you do this to me? Well, it's because of taxes. It's because of taxes, because all the schmucks moving here by all from all over the world just running to Cedar City. Oh my God, we got to live in Cedar City. Taxes, 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 taxes. Escrow, escrow, insurances, insurance. I'm like, you literally will not stop raising my mortgage on a house that I bought during the Great Depression. I was the first house in Iron County purchased during the Great Depression. Yeah, it did. Well, it got smacked by mass immigration. They brought 50 million people in since 2019, and it's probably above that. 50 million people, an entire country, large country, moved into the United States with legal H-1B visas. Families and friends or family of migrants got to come in. All the family members too, by the way. Nobody counts that. And those that got let through the border, up to 250,000 in weeks and months. Yeah. In Florida, they're talking about getting rid of property tax and kicking BlackRock. They should. But BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard are the majority of the issues. They seen the real estate scam going, but then you go to shows on YouTube and they say invest in real estate, invest in real estate. Well, they don't realize that the average investor is causing the problem too. 2008, those of you that were around in 2008 that remember what was happening in 2008, that went through the Great Recession like I did, delivering food service, didn't miss a beat. The same things happened then as they're doing now, but they got a better idea. They flooded the country with mass migration. They opened up, they made the cities a shithole, hellhole that nobody want to live in. And it was draconian rules and regulations that caused the mass migration out of our major cities to fill with immigrants because they needed that money out of California, New York, major cities to get them into rural, smaller towns because they had bought up properties there. They bought up real estate investment firms. These were the hedge funds. They went ahead, BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, they went ahead and bought up the properties. And then when the rich people left, they bought those properties up, and then they redistribute them out as rentals. It's a big scam. It's a big scam. That would clean our foreclosed houses back during those times. Yeah, sad stuff. Sad stuff. But it was all on purpose. Subprime mortgages, lies. I told people a Vegas real estate lady, I got in an argument with her one day delivering milk to a gas station. I says, how do you people even think that this shit's worth what you're trying to charge in 2008? People are living on the streets, same as now. Same as nobody cares because they're too, like you guys that are 38, you don't remember much of this unless, in 2008, you go, that's a long ways back. You may have been first into the economy, but you hadn't had 10, 15, 20 years as an adult fighting through ups and downs in the economy. That's where, those of us are 50 and that age group now, we're getting you get a good handle on it, what happened and see what's happening now. They just have fail safes and they're bought up by massive corporations like Vanguard, State Street, and others. And then investment firms, land banks and stuff like that too. The way to fix this, I'll give you an idea how to fix a lot of this too, my opinion. Tax barren land. Tax the shit out of it. Like as far as my property taxes, my insurances, land banks that are buying the lands prior for future development, tax them as if they were inside town with a home. That's the way to fix all this. Take the 2,000 acre private property ranches owned by the billionaires and tax the shit out of them. Literally make them pay their fair share. No more greenbelt bullshit. No more I got a cow and 1,000 acres, which is just investment money that some rich company buys, like Vanguard, State Street, and all these others. When they go in and purchase, if they're in a land investment group, a real estate investment group, tax the fuck out of it. Just being as nice as I can without swearing for the next 30 minutes. Make them pay. Because what's happening is these land banks and these realty groups, these massive investment groups, like these ones we mentioned, they're not getting taxed on the properties in which they own like they should. Yeah. Once they pay their fair share, our taxes go down. See, the problem we have is massive real estate ownership by said groups and individuals, and they're not paying what the said individuals paying on a single family home. And so they should pay their fair share. If they stick a gazelle and a goat on a piece of property now, they say, oh, it's a green belt. I pay no taxes. Oh yeah, this has all got to stop. Fair taxation across the board. If they want to invest in land banks and they want to buy up land for future development, by God, until that time hits, They pay as much as I do just to live on my eighth of I have eighth of an acre with a house. Let them pay that, and no more of this garbage lie that they built this into the system where they can get away with ranching and grazing in order just to protect their investments. So they're taking money out of the economies, these investment firms, throwing it into land to protect themselves, like Bill Gates and the rest of them, and then getting away with murder. Why? And meanwhile, there's the roads, the schools, the government that's just eating up all the money and lying to us and raising our taxes. Why the rich guy out there sitting on 5,000 acres with his ranch is paying shit? Nothing. Not even close. Along with the land banks. And that would free Idaho up too. If Idaho did the same thing, Wyoming, Montana, well, yeah, you could have all that land. Sure, you can be a rancher, but your ass is going to pay taxes too. And I mean not writing off with subsidies anymore. No, if you want to get in a ranch and you're a rancher, you better be a rancher. You know, if you're not a rancher, you're a guy going there throwing in, buying up land or any kind of investment group into your ranch, it's done. You pay full taxes. No. And everybody else doesn't have to pay anymore like they should. If you're a real rancher, then you're good. But if you're an investment firm that's in there lying about ranching or stuffing, rat holing your money into some fake ranch, no. If you're a corporation that owns land, no, go yourself. And nobody cares, Willie. Your name means dick. You're a Willie. Are you even qualified to talk about what you're talking about? Here's my qualifications, Willie. Yeah, your name means dick. What you are. His name's Willie. He's a wing wing. He's a ding dong. Screw him. So realistically, that way none of this continues. Yeah, rancher's a rancher. Guy raising cows, he's a guy raising cows. Guy out there bucking hay, out in his fields every day doing his job, he's doing his job. But an investment firm or a land bank, Willie's probably an investor in real estate, so he's the bastard that's causing the problem. It's unfair taxation, Willie. There's a reason why your name is Dick. Because it's not fair to the rest of us. Now, a cowboy's different. Like I said, the farmer's different. But the land investors ain't. Native people can't sue for stolen land. Where are we at with this? I mean, realistically. So realistically, Jeff, you have to prove your blood quantum tribal recognition and your tribe's former homelands, depending on what treaty, Long Meadows, the Fort Laramie Treaty, maybe you can get in on that. You could do the secondary Great Sioux Treaty, maybe you can get on that. You're not going to be able to sue for shit. Those days are done. Last thing anybody cares about. Get your facts straight before speaking false information. No, Willie, get the hell out of here. Hey, Willie, the facts are, yes, that's what they are. What kind of taxes are you talking about, jackass? How much taxes do you think they did? Nothing said false. Yeah, no, Willie's a troll. Get the fuck out of here, Willie. So that's the beauty of this. Willie can just go die in dog shit. Okay, that's what Willie can do. Go die in dog shit. Don't care. The reason why is because I don't give a shit. I mean, the point is the rich men are owning everything. The rich men are putting their money into land banks. The rich men are investing in everything. They don't care about all of us. People are dying because of this economy. People are dying, like literally dying, Willie. They're suffering. They have no way out of this. There's no place safe to go anymore. And the homeowner, the average working homeowner is paying taxation that nobody should pay against these investment groups and these investors. They're the ones getting away with murder. There's a section that's in the city, per acreage, tax. But then you got a dwelling, you pay more. The man that owns 5,000 acres that's got investment from BlackRock State Street land investors, all them bastards should be paying the same as a guy sitting in the town because it's a county. The county seat needs the money. The state needs the money. How can you have land without paying your fair share in taxes? Unless you're a rancher, a real rancher. That's what you do. I run cows. What else you do? I have to pick up a part-time job to make up for the fact that I can't make money ranching. That's a guy that's okay. The guy that's got the land out there, sticks 2 cows on, or leases it out to somebody to put cows on, that man should be paying the same taxation as everybody else. There is no native promise, and the first thing you'll find out is nobody cares. Just go to the DAPL protest there, Jeff. You're speaking to a world that doesn't give a shit about native rights. But the GDP is going up. The GDP, the gross domestic product, doesn't mean shit to anybody. I mean, it's not paying for the food. It's not bringing the prices down to where we can afford it. It's not stopping escrow. It's not stopping the hyperinflation that they say is already there. It's not. Yeah, shrinkflation. You don't go buy a box of cereal and now it's back the way it was pre-pandemic. You're not going and buying anything at the store and saying, these prices are low. No, they're not. Yeah. Sleepy, these guys, you can't argue with stupid. It's worthless. GDP doesn't mean crap to the person. Go buy groceries. And unless you're, they're binary, when you go try to buy groceries, nobody in the store is saying, geez, this is cheap. Sure glad that the world has gotten better. It's the exact opposite. So without the rich giving up the mass amounts of money they have in a fake kleptocracy called capitalism that's fed by the Federal Reserve that prints off the fake money, they can't make pennies anymore. The only way to get that is the rich have all the money. And if that Willie Wiener guy was still here, 73% of all the wealth is in the hands of the upper 10%. 73%. The 50% of us, we have 2% of the wealth. Is that democracy? Is that capitalism? No, democracy's 51% rules. So 50% own 2% of all the wealth in this country. Bye-bye, country. Thank you, but we need to compete with China. No, we don't. China's failing, and that's the big lie. We got to compete with China. We got to compete with everybody. We got to win. We got to compete. Those are American companies, but they're not American people. You'll find out that if you spend any time of your life with any of the major corporations, H-1B visa holders, outsourced work, competing with whom? China's in the toilet. The tariffs are destroying their people. They're dying. And where do we finally climb to the top of the hill and throw our flag up there and say, we won? Which generation was it? Was it my generation or your generation? Because nobody wins but the rich. See, competition is only in your heads. Because life is short. And every other schmuck, the suckers, the former generations, they're all smucks. Just like the British guy that fought in World War II, 100 years old, said, I regret fighting for this place. Why? Because it was a lie. It's a fucking lie, all of it is. That's what he said. That's what I say. It's all a lie, bro. There is no getting better. In 3 years, you're going to have a demtard in charge, and they're going to do the opposite. Why? Because there's one guy saying, I'm for this, and I'm against it. Meanwhile, the rich just take all the money. They eat up the lives. They gobble up futures. They're rich. They went from millionaires now to billionaires. They started passing billion-dollar bills to trillion-dollar bills. Smucks, they are. All of them. We were all lied. We were all promised a casket. Retirement. Work and your retirement will get you. One day you'll retire. We did that, my generation. You know where retirement and being a good man got us? Nowhere. But we need to compete with China now. Hello, handsome. Oh, thank you. I am mindful that I don't live in countries, but in a country, but a business. America. Yeah. And you're going to fall for the same facade like the first Trump administration. It was better then. Biden came in. Oh, it's a gaffe. Look what Biden did. And then, oh, now Trump's back. Oh, it's going to get better, everybody. It's going to get way better. Look, he stopped inflation. Wow. The rich have all the money. I mean, it's statistically, factually, the rich own 73% of all the wealth. It's the Brookings Institute. It's not me. It's going to get way better until it doesn't. And then you people that still think that this is some kind of work in progress to some goal, there's a casket waiting for you. That's about it. My generation is dying off. Generation X. Lies. We were fed now, weren't we? They're evil. They're all evil. I'm for and I'm against and I'm a Republican and I'm a Democrat. Hey, you guys, can you guys get that lobby money up here pretty quick? Got it. What do you got a meeting for, Representative? Oh, wait. Hold on a second, everybody. I'm a representative. I got a guy with an envelope full of money that has now paid to talk to me. So hey, let's get this done. So yeah, let me see your envelope full of money. Yeah, count that money. Okay, what is your grievance? And me as a representative, what can I do for you? As the guy comes to me, lobbyist, and pays me a bunch of money. That works out wonderful. They all suck. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There you go. That's perfect. They are all evil. They're all evil. They're all evil. Everybody. You know what they told us? My generation, we rebelled against them. We were rock singing, loving, beautiful people. Gorgeous, handsome people. All obesity was at an all-time low. There wasn't obese people around, very seldom, because you find anybody obese in my generation. Generation X. You know? We were about love and against the machine, no war, all songs about anti-war constantly. The government, we knew that they were. We went to Moscow, did the Freedom Concert. The wall came down shortly after. Cinderella, you had Skid Row there singing. Oh yeah, it was over. We had won back our freedom. We were going to be happy and love and have kids and. Nope. The rich bastards continued their siege upon society. And oh, did they make us pay. Just like the rich hippies that were in Washington, the Nancy Pelosi's and the Joe Bidens and the rest of them, and the Schiffs, Adam Schiffs and all the rest of their generation. It was all hippies and we don't need war and let's do love and peace. And then they got into the Senate and the House and then they become bastards like the rest now, didn't they? Succubuses they are. Their generation was the music. They were supposed to be peace and love. Instead, they were rich monsters, little bastard monsters that just took everything. And those you talk about natives suing for the land back, guess who was sitting there listening, to Russell Means, the great Native American activist that was talking to the Congress, the Senate, and you had John McCain there, and half the Republicans loved John McCain before that bastard died, too. Yep. Talk about the Boss Farm Act and all the other things going on to the Indian people. The man was worshipped by the Republicans. John McCain. And others, when they're listening. Yes, and they fixed it, by God, they did. For their best interests. Now, didn't they? Oh, the 80s and 90s? Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Then came in heroin. And then ice, crystal meth. And then rap music. Fellas, it's a rap. Yeah. We had bands like Rage Against the Machine. Hell yeah. We were against it. No, yeah, anti-war, anti-government. Hell no. Gorgeous people. We were good looking. Oh, we were healthy. Oh yeah. No, we had metal music and long hair and we were damn good looking. And it was everywhere. It was a disease. Yeah, too many pretty people. But we were good people. We weren't TikToked. We weren't fans only people. You know, we had a life. We did. And then I took a wife. And then she destroyed me multiple times. Ripped my guts out, showed them to me, and stuck them back in. Meanwhile, corporate America was just gearing up for 2008. They loved it. They had the crash of 2000. They continued to starve us out like they did back in the 80s to our parents with this economic lie called, oh, the economy. Yes, the economy is falling. Yes, the economy is looking good. Yes, the speculators are doing great. Yes, they sucked. Rip Ozzy. Yep. Because you didn't eat the body, that's why she left you. The booty. Oh, I didn't eat the booty. Is that why she left? No, because she's a piece of shit narcissist. Like today's generation is full of them. Piece of shit, self-loathing, lying, narcissistic bastards that think that they're just so perfect. They're like, oh, no. The internet came, bro. The internet came. Get out of here. That Tommy's saying some really, really bad. Tommy, what's his name? Is Tommy2211D. Very bad person. Very, very bad person. His name is Tommy2211D. I imagine he has a channel somewhere doing something. I gotta go. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Just remember, the one guy can go on dog crap. That I don't give a shit about him. And then Tommy 211D probably has a huge. Let's see what Tommy 211D's channel looks like. Channel activity. He has no subscribers. 8 years ago. No subscribers. Yeah. Tommy had 0 subscribers. Yeah. Yeah, back in those days, there wasn't any. Well, we didn't have reasons to fight. I mean, realistically, the fighting was over what? What did all of our fights matter to this day? What was our fighting over? I mean, why would we fight? Look at where we are now. Look at the suicides we witnessed. Look at our ancestors dying in front of us in nursing homes and watching this generation that was fighting against us, and our grandparents, were calling Ozzy a devil worshiper and stuff. And look where they are now. They're all dead, right? They're dead or dying. None of this stuff would be happening if the old people were still here. The ancestors of these scumballs that get on here and troll. If their parents were still here and fully in their youth, they would beat the living shit out of them. Literally. Guaranteed. Guaranteed the last 2 generations were in their prime. These troll bastards would be getting their asses beat up. Because a lot of them are living in their parents' house anyways right now, but they're not in their physical prime. And that's the reason why there's no regulation in this world, because we created the generations after ours, and then we had a 5-year pandemic, and it made them into something worse. And my ex-wife's just a complete. She was a scumbag as it is. It was just some people were just born scumballs. Didn't matter what you did to them. The internet came about, and then the scumballs that their parents should knock the shit out of them here that are coming on here trolling. Those bastards lie, and all they do is lie. And I drive a Maserati, and I love to sip a fine glass of wine on MySpace. So those people came about. They're just liars. They're all evil, wicked people. Yeah. I don't even post content, and I have at least 3 subscribers. Those guys have no subscribers. 0. They're always piles of shit. The one guy came on here with the smiley face had 8,000 subscribers. And he said he put pop rocks in the end of his willy. And I said, I'm taking a picture of that, and I'm going to report you, and you're going to lose your channel. How's that sound? The guy's like, immediately gone. Immediately gone. But content coming very soon. It says the channel is my other account and no content yet. And I have 16 subs already. Yeah, get something going there. Roadrunner, get something going, bro. Just don't, your friends, your coworkers, don't talk to them about it. 45 News Utah, I had hundreds of people that I knew in town that watched my show. Even my boss's wife watched my show. But you got to be really careful because, like, my boss's wife watches my show, and it is what it is. You got to be really careful with that. When you talk about sensitive subjects like this, you don't know what your boss's wife's going to be doing. You got to be really careful of that because, depending on my boss is awesome. I don't have to worry about my boss at all, but realistically, if it is your boss that is not, willing to call Willie out and tell him to go and dog shit, then, that could be offending to them. And then the next thing you know, you're out of a job. I got a few videos to boot. Okay, right on. Get them up there. You're your own boss. That's awesome. That's good to be your own boss. I work for a big corporation that employs hundreds and hundreds of people. I literally have to figure out tonight if I think I'm gonna go. My wife has to work in the morning. I got to get to work. I should have been to work an hour ago, but it's New Year's Eve, and now I'm gonna be off at 1 o'clock in the morning after New Year's. I guess Happy New Year's. I'll be out there. Hopefully I'll get ran over tonight. But we'll just go ahead and let's oh, I don't want to go to Acts. So anyway, here we go. This is Paul again. Oh. Acts, here we go. Let's see. Acts 26. Philip encounters the um, Ethiopian. This has been kind of weird lately about the Ethiopians. And the angel of the Lord spake unto Philip, saying, Arise, and go towards the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem unto Gaza, which is desert. And he arose, and he went, and he behold a man from Ethiopia, and I guess Unchhold, a man of Ethiopia, and Unchhold, whatever, of a great authority under Candace Owens, Ethiopia, Candace Owens, Ethiopia, authority under Candace, Queen of the Ethiopians. Is Candace Owens an Ethiopian? Yeah. Who does the Sandy River Gates? Oh, Bill Gates owns right now. Yeah, and Bill Gates should be paying full taxes. So this is Acts. Philip encounters the Ethiopian, and Candace, and behold, a man from Ethiopia, and Unch, I don't know what that is, of great authority under Candace, Queen of the Ethiopians. Candace Owens. Why didn't I see this? Why? Because I don't like Acts. I'm not a fan of Acts, but that's the Ethiopians. Candace Owens. Candace, Queen of the Ethiopians in Acts. Well, everybody, yeah, love you too, everybody. Have a great, happy New Year. If we make it through tonight, Russia went dark last night, everybody. Remember that. They were attacked by the Ukrainian drone strike on Moscow. God help all of us. If it doesn't, we don't make it till tomorrow. If we don't make it till tomorrow, who cares? Right? Maybe old Willie can give us some insight into what we're supposed to do. If we can't make it till tomorrow, 2026 doesn't even happen. Where are we? Same place we were yesterday, Pinky. The world's coming to an end. Maybe we'll decide what we're going to do before it ends, and we're just going to sit here doing the same thing, trying to figure out, hey, this economy's great, guys. Best economy ever. No, it's not. No, it's not getting better. It's not going to get better. Not today, not tomorrow. And even if it does get better, the rich man's going to make it worse because they're going to buy up more stuff and take more of the wealth because that's what they do because they have the banksters on their side. And the banksters are backed by the Federal Reserve. There's no way to win with the Federal Reserve and the banksters. It's impossible. We're never going to be taken care of by a government that's a lie. We're never going to find fair in any of this. because the Democrats are coming. By the next generation, in 3 years, there'll be Demtards running this place. I know, I'm trying to view this before I have to go. Yep, Willie's a big dick. Well, he called himself Willie. He started it out. Are you qualified to talk about this? Yeah, I've been getting railed since before 1991, by the way. I started working at like 16. I've been railed my entire life by the system. Yeah. Guess I could have zigged a little more this way or zagged that way, because I remember when everybody was out of work and not doing anything, I delivered food service the entire time. I worked through the pandemics. I worked through the recessions. I didn't get time off. Nobody said, hey, you stop working, Rick. You've done good. Instead, I just kept working and working and working. Never stopped. Why? Because people depended on me. I couldn't go out and do. I found more gold than any man I think's ever found. You know what the government said? It's ours. They're coming after me right now, by the way. Pretty sure the rich men that came, that found my gold, said they're here to help. They went out there and attacked me. Waiting for the reply. They haven't cashed a check yet. So they've done something because they want my gold. Well, I'd look at them and say, I can't do anything about it anyways. There's nothing I can do about this. I can't get my own gold. Why? Because of regulation rules, and you have to have money to get your own gold. You idiots. You must pay them fees, fines, regulations, INEPA studies on a spotted Mexican owl in Utah. A Mexican wolf or a Canadian wolf. Kind of interesting, I'd say, or a California condor in my state. But realistically, you don't have the money like I do to mine my own gold. So the rich men came and said, we're taking this now. We're giving you 8%. Sign the papers. I said, you, bro. We'll give you a little bit more. You, bro. So now the BLM is waiting. Whatever I did wrong was orchestrated by them. If they did one thing wrong, after 14 frickin' years of trying to hold on to the gold I have, they're after me. Because why? Because I never stopped. And they can't take that. I should be drunk on the streets and doing drugs and maybe a recovered addict. Instead, I just kept working and raised children and did the right thing, because they told us back in the day, have a family, get married, raise children. Well, I gotta go to work. It didn't work, did it? Anyway, see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year.